So we watched a PPT about complex sentences and we now know about the two types of clauses, the main clauses and the subordinating clause. Yes. So what is the main clause? Can one of you tell me what the main clause is? Yes. It is a group of words that expresses one complete thought or idea. And now, what are subordinating clauses? Subordinating clauses cannot stand on its own and they start with a subordinating conjunction. That's right. The other thing we learned about was subordinating conjunctions. So we also learned an acronym which helped us remember all the conjunctions. So can one of you recall the acronym that we learned? Yes, I saw a warbler. A warbler, such a strange thing, and in the PowerPoint slide we saw a strange creature. Now, can you try and remember what these letters in the acronym stands for? Shall we try it? Yes. I stands for if, very good. S stands for since, yes, and A stands for as. What does W stand for? Can one of you remember what W stands for? When, good job. And this A, what does it stand for? Although, okay, that's good. Now, what does this W stand for? While. And this A stands for after. Very good so far. B is for before, yes, before. And U for until. And this B stands for because. Very well done. Okay. So, now that we have recollected, I saw a warbler. I'm sure you will remember subordinating conjunctions really well for a very long time. Okay. So we know the subordinating conjunctions, we know what main clauses are, and we know what subordinating clauses are. Now, I have a small mini quiz for you. I have a few sentences and I want you to identify the subordinating clauses in those sentences. The first sentence is, until she tried, she did not know that she could whistle. So, which is the subordinating clause in this sentence? Until she tried, very good. And why do you think it is the subordinating clause? Because it starts with until, which is a conjunction. Very good. Shall we try the next one? Yes. Although it was expensive, my dad bought me a watch. So, which is the subordinating clause here? Although it was expensive. Very good. And why do you think that this is the clause? Because it starts with a subordinating conjunction, although. That's also very good. But now I have another question for you. Why do you think they have used a comma over here? Yes, it is a rule to use a comma to separate the subordinating clause from the main clause if the subordinating clause starts at the beginning of the sentence, right? If you start the sentence with a subordinating clause, then you use a comma to separate the two clauses. Fine? So I hope you will remember this rule. Next. I completed my homework while my mom was cooking. Now, where does the subordinating clause start from? Yes, while my mom was cooking, absolutely right. And that's because, very good, while is a subordinating conjunction, and as we all know, subordinating clauses start with a subordinating conjunction. Very well done, all of you. Now that we have done this exercise, let's move on to the next activity.
Clauses have benefits. They can stand on their own past sentences, like long-term clause.
Did you enjoy the music? Yes, it was very catchy, wasn't it? Yes, and it told us everything about complex sentences, and they also referred to the main clause as independent clauses and the subordinating clause as dependent clauses, which is how some people refer to it as. Now, I have picked up one sentence from that music video and written it down on the board. Now, I want you to place a comma in the right location here in this sentence. Okay? Since I'm a dependent clause, I can't stand on my own at all. Remember this line which was played in the video? Yes. Now, where do you think I will insert a comma? Yes. After the clause? Yes. And why do you think that we have to insert a comma after the clause? Because this is the end of the subordinating clause. Very good. Since I'm a dependent clause, I can't stand on my own at all. Now, if you take the second part of the sentence, I can't stand on my own at all, it makes complete sense. Therefore, it is the main clause. And since I'm a dependent clause, does not make sense on its own. So, it is the subordinating clause. And to separate both, we use the comma, especially if the sentence starts with the subordinating clause, as I had mentioned earlier. So, I hope this is very clear to you. We have a worksheet that we can all do right now. We can work in pairs and complete the worksheet, and I'm going to give you 10 minutes to do this activity.